Welcome everyone. Um, Myself Ashish Prabhudankar, Assistant Professor at DCT's Dhempe College of Arts and Science, Panji, Goa. This module is for Bachelor of Science third year, Botany, Semester 6. Course code is BOD105. Course title Nursery and Gardening. Title of the unit is Nursery. In this module, we are going to study management of nursery, planning and seasonal activities in management of nursery. At the end of this module, we shall be able to explain about various uh, ways in planning and various seasonal activities carried out in management of nursery. Nursery is a place where mass multiplication of the plants is carried out. In An aim is to produce quality planting material. However, the economic viability of this activity is also a prime consideration for the establishment of private nursery. Nursery may be established for the private purpose, like for example, using in own farm at to reduce the farming time or to utilize farming time better and to get uniform seedlings and plant them at uniform spacing various aims, or it can be commercial nursery. So this module mostly talks about the planning activity at the commercial nursery stages. So in commercial nursery, nursery management is a trade oriented requirement based or order based approach, or the market based approach. So it's a dynamic in nature. A nursery can be a temporary or a permanent nursery based on the requirement of nursery. One can even think of establishing a temporary nursery for a particular market segment. So this calls for meticulous planning of every aspect related to the nursery before we embark on starting a nursery. So first of all, one has to decide which type of nursery is to be started. The types of nursery can be the forest nursery for the forest trees, or the agroforestry project, or plantation project, or avenue tree plantation project. Type of nursery can be the vegetable seeds grown to a seedling and sold to the farmers. Type of nursery can be horticulture aspect, for example, grafting, budding, raising fruit trees, wherein we need to take care of the heterogeneity of the seeds. Seeds produce the seedling which are not true to the mother plant. So we need to go for grafting and budding or vegetative propagation, air layering. So such kind of nurseries where such kind of technologies are utilized can be a type of nursery. Nurseries may be directly oriented for marketing of the plants, wherein the plants are raised to sell to the in retail to the customers who are household garden owners, or the landscape designers. So retail, the nursery for retailing. So one has to decide which segment to cater while starting a nursery. Okay. So at the same time, the one has to study the methods or propagation methods involved in particular kind of nursery. The grafting, budding methods. One can go for even high tech methods like tissue culture, which is more popular in certain crops now, like banana, certain flowering plants, to get uniform plantlets. So such methods should be well prototyped. We cannot experiment at the nursery stage. The method should be well prototyped, and the skill set and the skilled people should be available. So setting up a nursery is a long-term venture. Okay, and the venture evolves and increases value on its own, or over the time period. The nursery should be kept for a long. Okay, and then the best practices or the design should be established on the site. Okay, so if you count the assets of good nursery or the assets of a nursery which is well established, is the asset is the best on-site best practices established by the nursery to, wherein it is able to grow maximum amount of plants and get in maximum benefit to the farmers, and in turn generate maximum revenue for the establishment or the functioning of the revenue. Skill development of the personnel involved, the skills of the person involved in nursery will keep on growing, right from the like which plants to be planted and which are the techniques and which are the minutest care required. Okay, even varieties, what are the different varieties available, and whether the person is able to identify different varieties and propagate them, all this can be part of skill set of the personnel involved. Credibility earned with the customer. A good planting material produced by the nursery will earn the nursery the credibility of the customer. So that is also another segment where the nursery need to build up over a time. Stock of high quality mother plants or root stocks developed. Nursery need to stock in the high quality mother plants. Okay, for example, grafting, budding, the mother plant for harvesting birds and science, which are to be grafted on the root stock. Mother plant even for the root stocks, okay, which are wild type mother plants. So the stock developed, and many times nurseries keep them very much guarded. Even they don't allow access to the people to keep them disease free or keep them safe from the getting pirated. So high quality mother plant developed, okay, in whichever segment. Like for example, some nurseries operate to market certain mango varieties only or certain budded roses only. So the mother plant can be also a good asset of a nursery. And finally, the business model established of a nursery. For a successful nursery to operate, financially it should be well supported, and it should have a business model wherein it has to decide which market segment, at what price, at what various aspect of business management can be applied, and business model should be well established. So these all are assets while establishing a nursery. Coming to nursery layout, a considerable importance should be given to develop a perfect layout of nursery. But however, we have seen in the previous module, there is no master plan or standard design exists for nursery which can be copied. The plan for the nursery has to evolve over that particular place or that particular crop or that particular practices which are being followed. Okay, so initial approach can be, if we don't have able to design, better to establish non-permanent structures, and slowly as nursery evolves, we can establish permanent structure at suitable places. The nursery layout should be compact with features placed in rectangular or square shape. A nursery is a very active place wherein lot of plants in every season are being placed, and lot of planting material, for example, the medium soil, the bags, the seedlings or grown plants need to be transported in and out. So the every place should be well accessed. Okay, even the push cart type of arrangement to transfer the planting material from one place to another can be done inside the nursery, and if this can be done in a better way, if we have square shape or rectangular placement of the various component of nursery. Various calamities like wind speed, okay, and the shelters needed, protection to the shelters needed, okay, all this should be plain. Drainage issue in the place should be solved at the layouts time only. The place selected for nursery should be surveyed well, or the history of the place should be studied well, so that seasonal floods the seasonal floods may be occurring once in maybe some 5 years, but they may affect the place catastrophically or huge losses may occur. Wildlife nuisance. What kind of protection from the surrounding wildlife or cattle is needed. All these things should be studied and placed at the layout time only. Okay, all season approach road is a very important. Also, pushcart usage in internal mobility saves the labor cost to transport the plants from one place to another. Based on the plants to be propagated, irrigation methods also should be placed by layout only. Growing structures like greenhouses, glass houses, if they are needed, they also should be placed. For example, grafting shade is a very much necessary for grafting of mango. Various other things like compost pit, a sales counter at the gate, because nursery is also involved in sales, a security room, various other features should be placed, and in the entrance can be beautified. So such kind of things can be placed at the time of layout only. Later on, to incorporate them in a established nursery is a difficult. The key aspect of various nursery management practices, the place. Okay, the place ideally should be away from thick vegetation, away from forest, because the rich biodiverse forest can cause invitation to the pest and diseases to the nursery, which are enemies of the nursery. The soil should be well drained. The place should be well drained, and good soil should exist, because every time we cannot think of transporting the medium or the soil from outside places. We can enrich the soil, but we should have good soil, and then the soil should be further developed by adding compost, or if it is soil is loamy, we can add more of sand, or if the soil is rich in or less in organic matter, we can add organic matter to make it good quality for the plants to grow. Okay, and the place should be well accessible and near to the market, as near to the market as possible, as near to the customer as possible. However, nowadays even nurseries in different countries are able to market due to the well connectivity or even flight connectivity. Coming to the plant, maintenance of stock planting material is a very important aspect in nursery. Nursery is valued for the type of grafts and type of plantlets it produces. So the valuable stock or mother plant should be maintained. The seeds production unit or mother plant maintenance unit can be the asset of a nursery. So introduction of novel varieties or exotic plants can also be thought by the nursery and can be implemented to increase its profit. The people behind the nursery is another very important management criteria. Nursery should strive for establishing skill set and retaining skilled people, because the skill set of the people keep increasing as we operate nursery further. So the nursery management also should look into the giving incentive to the people who are skilled, and also retaining them for long duration. Management of nursery requires planning and seasonal activity. So they can be broadly summarized like planning at the initial stage. Okay, then once we are planned to start the nursery, we should assess the demand for planting material available. Also, develop the mother plants or the suitable plant, or source them. Okay, where from the mother plant can be sourced, that can be decided for first. Requirement of suitable land area should be finalized, and the land should be selected. The water supply to the area should be good. The working tools should be assembled. The growing structures should be built, and then finally the various input availability should be finalized for starting a nursery. Various implementation level points can be the land treatment. The nursery should be a place where we take extreme care of our juvenile plants to get maximum germination or growth results. So, soil treatment is a very important aspect. The soil can be tilled and treated either solarized or chemically treated to get rid of the pests and diseases, to get rid of to protect the plant against biotic interferences. Nurturing the growing media and soil, keeping them in healthy condition, keeping them free of pest and disease is another aspect. Management of soil erosion and composition, input supply, target market segment, and the marketing strategies are also part of implementation of nursery layout. Monitoring and evaluation, like physical presence, rapid response, critical analysis, incentive to the worker also become part of implementation part of nursery management. Even though seed storage facilities and propagation structures are available, the use of external climatic conditions should be planned to get maximum benefit of nursery activity. The natural season will enhance use of natural season will enhance the planting and time of the nursery. Hardening of vegetative propagules and dispatch of grown-up seedlings should be in proper time. So time management of the planting is also important aspect of nursery. Engaging the skilled and trained labor in the nursery activities to assure success and value of nursery increase and to increase the skill set of people. Propagation of species level nursery activity calendar. Okay, and preparation of a species level nursery activity calendar is a must, so that when to plant which seedlings and when to collect the planting material for which seedling, all this should be standardized over the time to get the maximum benefit of available space. Seasonal activity of planting by raising direct seedling and transplanting. These things will be covered in the next module. These are the references of for this module. Thank you.